So one of the things that really drove me towards dentistry is actually I have a member of the family, my brother, who is a dentist. I got to know him when I was around 16. That's a solid 20 years ago, believe it or not. One thing I can always say is the guy has the nicest cars and he's living the best life. So that was always something that drove me towards profession. That's another one of the major reasons. I know it sounds a bit money hungry, and I'm probably going to sound like that in the rest of this video. The major problem that society seems to have nowadays is this demonization of money for some weird reason. But in reality, I see it as a way to enable yourself as an individual and those around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones. I think we should embrace it. I don't think it's a concept that we should shy away from. And how many broke dentists have you seen in your life? Another reason why I chose it over medicine. So what is my obsession with money? I mean, a lot of people that know me on a personal level will say it a lot. This guy loves money a bit too much. He loves the idea of money too much. I'm not even going to deny it. For me, it's about two very key words: financial freedom. I think it's a case that's very, very personal to each person. For me, a great example would be the other day I went to the airport. I could just see people, going into all these fancy stores like your Rolexes, your Gucci. The concept that I saw there was just how easy it was for people to walk in, pick up what they want, which is awesome. I mean, which goes against the next thing. Does money bring you happiness? And a lot of people say no to that. But I don't think if you ask anyone who's really well off whether money brings you happiness, I don't think anyone would ever say no. A lot of them will say it'll make your life easier, but nobody's ever going to say, nah, I don't want the money anymore. That's so empowering for a person, especially in this day and age. We can just see economies crashing left, right, and center, many crises going on in the world. Why shouldn't we put ourselves in a position where we can have a bit more stability in our life? And there shouldn't really be a stigma when it comes to money. I mean, it is what makes the world go round. And I think if we kind of bury that, then we as a society are really failing because we're missing out on the key thing that makes us successful in life. If we run with this narrative that money is evil and, we don't need it to be happy, we kind of let the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So we need to start embracing that money is a very key factor when it comes to happiness, success, and stability in life. So to give a bit of background about myself, I actually did have a life before this study journey into dentistry. I did about 8 years as a national account manager. So I was earning quite a decent salary during that time as well. That's something that if I had now, I'd be very happy with, because I'm not going to say dentistry is a way to become rich. It's a good platform to do so. I'm going to start talking to you about dentistry now and why I think it's a great route for success and happiness as a career in the future. This video is obviously titled Medicine and Dentistry. So let me do some comparisons between the two. You've got to be This is one of the perks of living in Egypt. Just had a power outage. I don't know if you noticed that. Let's carry on. The next point I wanted to discuss was dentistry as an actual job and what it actually entails, especially in comparison to, say, a medical doctor. So the first thing that I'd like to touch on is the working hour. Typically, a dentist will roll into work on a Monday, anything between 8 and 9 o'clock, probably clock off between 4 and 5 in the afternoon. When it comes to a doctor, I've got quite a few friends that are doctors at the moment or becoming doctors. They all report the same thing. It's not easy. There's no such thing as fixed hours. You work some nights, you work in some long weekends. That's actually covered quite well on my blog in the description. Make sure you give that a little read, see some of the stats when it comes to what people earn in both dentistry and in medicine. You might be on call, you might have emergencies as a medical doctor that you have to deal with. You might be in there a lot longer than you think you should be. For a dentist, it's completely different. As I mentioned earlier, you have set times, pretty easy to manage. Another thing is, for my female colleagues out there that are looking to get into dentistry or are dentists, one of the major things is the flexibility when it comes to part-time work as well. You can, and there are a lot of positions if you go online to something like Reed or Indeed or any other service that provides job boards, you'll see a lot of dentist-related jobs actually allow you to work part-time. So it's very female-friendly in that sense as well, to allow people that are looking to build a family or that may be having kids to allow that at the same time as actually their career. The next thing up for me would be the autonomy that you get with being a dentist, not only in the timings that you work, but also where you can take it. Dentistry actually gets you more into the route of a business-minded approach. Dentistry, you can make money, develop skills, go on courses. You can really set up your own brand. You can branch out and make that your own. That's something that really does define dentistry as a whole. When it comes to courses, as a dentist, you can do a lot with your skill set. So you can go above and beyond and provide people with better smiles, for example. So you can go on a Hollywood smile or a smile makeover course, for example. You can do Invisalign, you can learn implantology, you can also learn how to do composite bonding, which helps people to get that perfect smile at a much cheaper cost. There's so many different things that you can do when it comes to growing your skill set. And I think this level of development that you can apply to your profession quickly, which shows great results, brings in some very, very satisfied customers and patients. Here's a quick one that really irks me when I see so many reports when it comes to the NHS. Hospitals around the UK, they don't even let staff park on site these days, which is ridiculous. So people have to pay to go to work, which I think is extraordinary, especially when it comes to healthcare professionals. That shouldn't be a problem. When you're a dentist, usually most clinics will have a spot for the dentist as well. As a dentist, you're going to be self-employed, which means the money that you make is a lot more transparent for you to see. It's not taxed at source as it would be if you were a doctor in medicine. With a doctor in medicine, again, if you relate to the blog, you'll see people are earning their money post-tax, and it works out to be below the average salary for UK earners. There are some people that have been working over 5 years. Ridiculous when you think about what these guys have to go through in terms of the amount of work they put in when you're So it's nice to be self-employed, gives you more control of your finances, helps you to maintain a good level of financial consistency on a month-on-month basis. Another great advantage of being self-employed in dentistry is the allowance for you to move between NHS work and private work. A lot of people will start working with the NHS initially and do a lot of NHS work to gain that level of experience before blending that with private work, which can really net you a lot of money when it comes to different procedures you may carry out. This blended approach is something that's pretty much widespread around the UK. So when we compare this to what my brothers in the medical field are doing at the moment in terms of their much harder university journey, and then what they have to do after uni, 2 foundation years followed by specialist training in comparison to 1 foundation year dentist, who weirdly enough earns more money actually in that first year than to a doctor. My heart goes out to those guys, and I really do have the utmost respect for them. So this isn't a video for me bashing on doctors or medics anywhere in the world, but for anybody who's on the fence at the moment and thinking about it either way, I'll ask you one simple question. What kind of life do you want? Thanks for tuning in. I hope to see you on the next one, and definitely catch the blog because it ties in really nicely with this video. So that's to wrap it all up. Why I chose dentistry as a future career is something that I'm completely committed to, and God willing, we'll get through this journey in the next couple of years. I hope that this video has been informative for you. It's been really fun to make. Good to get back in front of the camera and to relay some of this information. Just for your info, boiling hot, 41, 42 degrees here in Egypt. Definitely give me a thumbs up and a sub to help me cool down a bit. It goes a long way. See you soon.